I told you I'd be seeing you immediately, and I intend to. So we've got our next fight of the day. This time a hide and seek, which is kind of a hit and runish. In general, because we have to destroy half the enemy units while having less than one half of our or one third of our own forces destroyed, means that it's kind of a fight where if we're really winning, we'll press the advantage, but otherwise we just intend to do a little bit of damage and get away. Uh, but let's see here. We are the attacker, so yeah, this is definitely our job. We need to knock out half of their forces. So since they've got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight forces, we got to knock out four of the enemy's units while having less than one third of ours destroyed. So since we've got six with these two light mechs, you fuckers, where were the Crab and Wolverine on this mission where I needed them? The these assholes, then we can only lose 2 units before failing, and hopefully it's not these dipshits. Light mechs, man. Light mechs. They keep giving me light mechs. Except for the one time they give me mediums and they're turncoats. In any case, because we had such a successful mission last time, almost no damages on our end, we are going to be looking at trying to get stuck in here a bit. If we can down that Shadowhawk, the Trebuchet, even the Firestarter, would all be decent gains, especially because we do need to replace one of our light mechs that got critted to death. Firestarter, if I remember correctly. In fact, I should just like bring myself up a picture in picture. Help me remember stuff like this. Okay, Firestarter Battle Mech is, yeah, 35-ton light mech. So that's actually as heavy as light mech comes, uh, which is packing a fair amount of weaponry. 4 flamers, 2 medium lasers, 2 machine guns. That can be a pretty decent brawler. Those flamers are super heat intensive, but can also be used to induce heat in an enemy, which can kind of shut them down. Real thing this is intended for is for, well, screwing over infantry. It's designed to melt dudes, and we don't fight dudes in Mega Mech. That's not a thing that we, or rather, in Against the Bot. Especially if you disable things like that we had on the last campaign, like vehicle crews, which in retrospect was just kind of excessive and really was super mean. The enemy does not know. The bot doesn't know how to handle those guys. Of course, they're going to run up and shoot, and then we're going to be able to kill them. That was just doubling our XP for no reason. So instead, we're just leaving that off, and we've got a certain percentage chance to grab dudes each time. Although if I see another list that's completely devoid of any enemies we captured, I'm gonna look up what the actual rules for that are and do it my damn self because that's ridiculous. In any case, that would be pretty good to claim. The best one we could get our hands on, though. By the way, if you got any interest in this, Sarna, excellent site. This is Wikipedia for all things BattleTech. It's where I've gotten a lot of my lore knowledge about the whole setting, and it's pretty reliable. It'll tell you what's canon, what's not. Anyway, the Warhammer packing 2 PPCs, SRM-6, 2 medium lasers, 2 small lasers, 2 machine guns. This thing can put out some hurt at close range, but those 2 PPCs means that it can put out hurt at long range, because it's a 70-ton mech. That would be the next most heavy thing that we've got. We're currently packing the 75-ton uh, Stalker. Is that right? 75? Might be 85. Anyway, the Stalker is almost as light as assault mechs come, but this would be a nice, solid, heavy mech to use. If we can claim it and if we can fix it, which it would be totally worth buying a whole bunch of new parts to get this thing operational, it would be an excellent addition to our armament. But might be a bit of a pipe dream to do that when all we're bringing are 4 mechs and 4 mediums and 2 lights. No, we're not even bringing that. We're bringing 3 mediums in the form of 2 Wolverines and a was it a Shadowhawk? Yeah, 2 mediums and a Shadowhawk, and our urban mech still. I don't know. I just couldn't. I couldn't swap him out because he's Urban mechs are tough. At the very least, they've got that going for them. They're a light mech that can take a punch once in a while and can dish out some nasty damage with that AC-10. It's just, he's going to take forever to get to the fight again. Well, nothing for it. Prioritize down Firestarter, Shadowhawk, Trebuchet, just whatever of those that we can get our hands on will be delicious. And the Warhammer, if we can get that, that would be beautiful. Otherwise, we do need to focus down the Saladin right off the bat. Take that out so that it can't put too much damage on us. After that, the Harasser. Probably those will run and engage us first. Shadowhawk and Trebuchets. Shadowhawk's got movement 5. Trebuchet is looking at movement 5. The Warhammer, probably movement 4, I'm going to guess. Firestarter, probably movement 6 or so. So those scout tanks, all of those hover tanks, the Harasser, the Pegasus, the Saladin, are probably going to run well ahead of the enemy. And hopefully that'll let us pop them before we can really get stuck in with the enemy's mechs. So, enough theorizing, let's get on the ground. Bings are life. Bings are love. Yeah, at least, well, okay. Mildly scrublordish. Normal shooting, bad piloting. Pretty good shooting, normal piloting. The Stinger pilot is experienced. Why the hell haven't you put him in the crap? Steiner, for Christ's sake. Lyran Commonwealth, you're supposed to be fielding the heavy mechs. You are the guys who standardize the fucking, 280-ton Scout Lance, you dumb clucks. Where are you getting all these light mechs? Why is this pretty talented mech pilot having to make do with a Stinger, you cheap fucks? God, this is just a raid that you made off a pocket change, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Alright, let's get on the ground. Our Wolverine deploys early on, but Wolverines are pretty flexible with those jump jets, so... Well, this is an interesting little map. This is honestly not what I was expecting when I came across Wooded. If I'm being honest, not that great, honestly. There's a lot of... So the enemy's going to deploy more towards the center in this kind of match, while we're going to deploy coming from the south. The center has a lot of cover to take relative to the south. That's not great. I'm not a fan of that, because they'll be able to set up in these heavy woods if we let them. I think what we kind of have to do is sort of deploy over here, and then work our way around this rubble to try to set up over here in a kind of flanking position. The enemy can still set up in some heavy cover, but then maybe we can sort of just keep pressing on this side and flank them. Now this water's only depth 1. It's not going to prevent anyone from getting anywhere. You'll have problems getting from depth 1 to level 1 because that's a 2 elevation, but otherwise this is pretty walkable as long as you got decent piloting skill. But I think, yeah, sort of deploying here in the woods, getting to these other woods, and setting down a base of fire is probably going to be our best bet. I don't know. It's going to kind of turn this narrow corridor into a big shooting match, but I really don't see any other way. Okay, let me think for just a moment. Alternatively, we push hard, we push fast, we deploy here, and we just make a rush for this cover. We push into it first before the enemy can really get organized, and because we push into it so quickly, we can use it, they can't. They kind of get trapped over in this lighter cover or up in here, and we can kind of pick them apart while sitting still and relying on the woods to keep us safe. That's ballsy. Alternatively, we take the risk, we deploy more over here, and we make for this cover. But that's just going to let them get in this cover, and then we'll be in cover and cover, and that'll just... it'll just be a shooting match again. Nah, I think aggressive. Aggressive is how we're going to play this one. The head of this group is, let's see here. I think that this one's under Lieutenant Balls. It's the one that's going to be in the Wolverine. Well, that's like 3 of my different pilots. Crud. Can't remember who's in charge of this one, but they're playing it aggressively. They are more than likely like they're another Lyran that we have because nearly all of our guys are Lyrans. So yeah, in fact, I am 100% confident this is another Lyran. Uh, just like our uh, Scout Lance was led by a Lyran, and well, we saw how that went when that commando went up. But Lyrans, they're going to play aggressively. That's what our Lyrans do. So let's see how the aggressive tactic works. That said, if I kind of deploy over here or over here, yeah, deploy over here, sort of make the enemy sort of deploy over there because they've got a lot of deployments after this one, and then we got a lot of deployments at end. Kind of make them stack up over here. Then we deploy the rest of our guys here and come in, and this one can just jump jet back into position. Well, that did not work whatsoever. Shoot. Okay. So the enemy's already in that cover. Piss biscuits. And our friend the Stinger deployed all the way. You coward. You little bitch. Alright, fucking fine. Alright, plan A, I'm afraid. We've pretty much just got the plan now where we pretty much try to stick to this cover and turn it into a slog. God, this top half of the map's just gonna get fucking ignored. Yeah, that's really all we can do. Try to stick along. Honestly, try to stick behind these 2 deep woods or 1 deep of these heavy woods. Block line of sight. So as long as we kind of stick on this side and then sort of emerge into it, maybe we can draw the enemy, especially these harassers. In fact, maybe what we do is rely on the enemy to be overly aggressive. Hang on, hang on. We were aggressive to start with, but now we're rethinking. We allow the enemy to become overly aggressive. It's not great. We give them initiative, kind of, but we pull them into these woods, allow them to send their Pegasi over here, try to get their units flanking around here so that they can actually see us, draw them into these woods, lay down an ambush, and try to smoke them out when they get here. And if they devote all of their guys here, we keep wrapping around and just kind of stick with the cover here and try to keep whittling them down. Yeah, okay. So Shadowhawk, you got PPCs. I'm going to bury you. Actually, they could just come here and shoot you. So I'm going to bury you here. And there's that fire starter. And then there's our friendly commando. Uh, Another Wolverine, supremely maneuverable, buried here. And of course, our urban mech friend is going to be scooting his slow ass here eventually. But okay. Well, that's not great. We didn't roll super well on initiative, but at least one of our Wolverines will be acting last. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so that fire starter is already starting to take the bait. We cannot see him currently, and that's kind of a desirable course of events. Now, quick check. If we jump over here, there's some pretty tight fire lines. Yeah. Now, alternatively, instead of jumping, we could just try to walk this way. Yeah, but that water depth is gonna hose us. This is actually pretty deep water. So if we move there, everyone can see us. Okay, yeah, this is not a good position to be in. That's not great either, because it's elevated. Right, this lower area is going to be kind of protected because it's a -2. It's sort of lower down. We could just kind of try to enter the water and hide. Kind of wish that I don't know. I feel really bad about how much I'm giving the enemy the initiative with what I'm about to do. I could move kind of here, but all that achieves is, making me invisible to the enemy. The problem is, anywhere that I move to actually start spotting things, so many of the enemies can see and shoot me. Okay, so this position, the Shadowhawk couldn't because of tree cover. Firestarter can see me, but I can see the Firestarter. So we can actually exchange some fire there. That Saladin hasn't moved yet, and wherever that goes is going to be a pain. Yeah, I just do not want to commit to being seen just yet. So I'm going to kind of just say this is the narrow corridor of sight line that we want to work on. I'm standing still. I'm drawing them into the trap. That was the plan the whole time. Just back it up, draw them into the trap. Oh, right, can't back it up. Well, whatever, jump back. Boop. Boop. You'll be able to see the fire starter. So, there's that. Quick check. Can you just walk there? Yeah, more or less. Now, alternatively, if I had your true well-being in mind... Right, elevated. No. That uses up all of your movement. So yeah, just jump back here. From that position, you will be able to see the fire starter, so you'll be able to put shots on chumps. Commandos moving up. Oh god, you Stinger! No! No, Stinger! What are you doing, you fool? Ugh. Fucking Lyrans, man. Fucking dumbass Lyrans. Oh, hell, they're going to cost me hard on this one. This is our lieutenant, the most skilled person we have out there. If anyone should be able to start putting shots on chumps, it's going to be her. Now, she can't see the fire starter from there. Let's just jump kind of to the side. Okay, so from there, everyone can see. From there, the Warhammer and a Shadowhawk can see. I'm not super huge on that. What is your deal? You're on -1. How are you seeing so much? I don't know, man. It's a bad scene. Alright, enough indecision from me. We're going to scoot up. Commander takes point. We've got shots on this trebuchet. That's hilarious. So we'll go ahead and put shots on that chump. I mean, why not? Just fire everything. Down here, we have truly astoundingly bad shots. But that's because we jumped and the enemy jumped and just everything was jumpy. Over here, everything's out of range. Well, we got one shot and may as well take it. I mean, no reason not to. Unfortunately, our commander, by a quirk of line of sight, can't see anything. Oh, you poor little Stinger. You poor little red Stinger. Okay, miss, hit from the Draconis on our friendly commando. Shit. We miss. Miss. Another hit on the commando. It has no armor left on its right arm. Miss, miss. Okay. PPC hit its left arm and stripped all of the armor off of it and destroyed it. And so it doesn't have a left arm anymore. And the Saladin, well, Saladin missed its shot, thank goodness. No one took shots at us, but playing it safe kind of spells the doom for our ally there, and we can only lose 2 people before we have to flee this one. So we're going to have to play aggressively before this guy loses it for us. Problem is, the enemy just has so little reason to spread themselves out. They're focused up nastily, and they've got a weight of numbers in terms of their shooting. Alright, so that Warhammer stepped into the water. Maybe that's going to fuck its line of sight. Can only hope. The Firestarter's already moved. It's decided to sit still. It's got light cover. So if we can get into a position to exploit the light cover, that's it. The fact that it just has light cover, without exposing ourselves unduly to fire, like this position. Within large laser, a little bit out of medium and SRM6, so getting within range 3 would be excellent, but might not be doable. Jumping is a -3 penalty. Each range bracket a -2. Running is a -2, walking a -1. If we jumped to that position, lots of their mechs can see us and shoot us. If we jump to this position, same, but we've moved 5 squares, we're in heavy cover. If we jump to this position, enemies can see us, but we've moved 4 squares. We have... Oh, shit, that Saladin can see us. Or that Warhammer. Okay, Trebuchet can see us. We can see the Firestarter. But he's going to be at -1, -2, -5. Or rather, +5. What's your basics? You've got 4, so that's going to be 9s to hit. 11s because of range. Okay. Nope. Yeah, but that's going to be -1, -3, so 4. So that's going to be 9s, which is roughly 20%. Moved to 3 in cover. That protects me a bit from return fire. Out of curiosity, that might be the ticket. Just pushing hard. Because at that point, hang on, this is the line, the hex that we want to see. Pushing hard up. -3, -1, so -4, but or +4 rather. So we've only got 9s to hit this guy still, but we can lay down a lot of fire on him, and that gets us into a good position to start doing that thing I said about taking this woods. I think that that's the strategy we need to take right now, because otherwise we're just not going to make they're not taking the bait because our allies are giving them too much bait. So we've got to start playing a bit more aggressively. We got to move aggressively into these woods and start exploiting them for all the fire that we can put down. So into the woods with ye. Into the woods with ye. You can be seen by those 2 guys, but you're at -1, -2, minus a bunch, for being. Oh wait, no. These are heavy woods at level 0. These are also at level 0. So yeah, you should be have plenty of heavy cover. Uh, you moved a shitload, so you should be hard to shoot. And from that position, you can see a fire starter. If you turn a bit, you can even kick him in the head. And can't see much in the way of the hover vehicles, but maybe that'll change. Yep, let's make it happen. Shadowhawk doesn't have the same jump capability that everyone else does. Can scoot up a bit. It means the Shadowhawk and the Trebuchet see it, but that's... Should be minus for that, should be minus for that. Yeah, I think that's a relatively safe place to put the Shadowhawk. PPC range. Well, okay, the Firestarter would be just within PPC range. So what if we take one step back? Who can see us then? We can still see the Firestarter. Only their Trebuchet can see us. So yeah, that's the way we'll play it. Just move into those woods. We'll be at -1, -2. But that's -1 for walking, +3 with your base, what? 4 7s. Respectable. Respectable. If I've counted the numbers right. Let's figure it out. Tell me, game. How stupid am I? That Warhammer is a pretty good pilot. Well, okay, just normal. No, better than average pilot. Better than average pilot. Okay. From here... Oh, give me just a moment. Shit. Hit the wrong button. I'm not sure if this will be 2 videos or 1. We'll find out. Anyways, getting back in what we're doing. Mostly we're going to be putting shots on this chump. They are going to be pretty awful shots. Yeah, I was off by 1. Intervening heavy woods? Why are you tracing it through there? Trace it through there. Damn it. Well, alright, fine. Whatever. I didn't want to hit him anyway. Let's put, it's just 10, so let's see here. That's worth 6, 11. That's the best mix of stuff, and the more of these SRMs we fire, the more we get to build our allies. So let's put out the mediums, and the SRMs. That's not actually true, but I wish it was. And see if we can't score some lucky hits. This guy can be seen by the Shadowhawk and the Trebuchet, but I'm not overly concerned on what he can do. He's actually got better shots because he's in that heavy cover. Doesn't have to worry about it, so he can actually take some pretty reliable shots. And probably follow it up with a kick. Not going to fire the large laser, not that desperate yet. And over here, PPC is, yeah, +3. I think that's what I calculated out, so pretty good me for figuring that one out. PPC shot. This one's a much more unlikely to hit. I could fire this and it would have the secondary target modifier, but I mean, if I'm going to be rolling a 10 either way, may as well take it on the guy I'm trying to blow the fuck out of right now. Okay, Warhammer misses entirely. Super glad to see that. VDET hits the stinger. That stinger. That stinger. You idiot, you stinger. The stinger misses all of its shots. That was a pretty average shot you missed. The fire starter does not miss the commando. Oh god, commandos. Its right arm gets destroyed by medium lasers. He's taking machine gun fire. That commando is getting savaged. The Shadowhawk also is going after the Stinger. Oh god. Okay. His left arm is on one structure. He gets shot in the head with only 2 structure remaining. He's still conscious, but he got bumped. His left arm, Stinger's left arm is destroyed. Wasn't his right arm destroyed earlier? Oh god, he's armless. That Stinger is going to have to make a roll to keep standing. Fuck, 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 but I kind of expected that. You know, those weren't great shots anyway. Uh, the Trebuchet is firing at the commando. Oh god, rolled max on his number of missiles that hit and hits the commando right in his SRM-4 ammo bin. The auto eject system engaged. The mech pilot managed to eject safely, but that commando is destroyed. We've only got one more unit that we can lose before we're done, and we've got a heavily damaged, heavily damaged Stinger that we need to. Jesus, heavily damaged Stinger that we have to deal with. It's about to fall over. Oh Jesus. Well, okay, that's still just savaging the commando that's already fucking dead. God, AC-20s. I fucking hate AC-20s against me. I love them when I've got them. Fuck. We managed to put some damage on that fire starter. Oh wait, no, that's the commando. The dead commando, well, it fired some stuff. It managed to hit with its SRM-6s and 4s, so it softened up the fire starter a bit for us. If only we could finalize it. Shit, those are pretty average rolls that you're missing. Damn it. Roll slightly higher. Ugh. We hit with a PPC, but that leaves one armor remaining and missed that. Shit. Okay, the Stinger and the Firestarter both keep their feet, but we only netted, like, personally, 2 hits on that thing. In fact, maybe not even that. We whiffed hard. We're going to have to start performing way better if we're going to pull through this. Alright, so one thing we do got going in our favor, 72% chance to kick. This particular pilot, hang on, double checking. Yeah, piloting 4, better than average. The check to stand up is just 4, so it's going to be, it's not guaranteed, but good odds to keep our feet. Even if she falls down, it's pretty good odds to stand up, so unless we are super unlucky, should be safe to take this kick. Right you are, right in the right leg, crunch. And he manages to keep his feet, despite the fact that he's not that great a pilot, but, you know, whatever, he's managing. But crunch, we've severely weakened his right leg, so if we can get a single shot, any of our medium lasers on that right leg, it's done for. We're keeping our heat neutral. Their fire starter built up a little, but otherwise he's fine. Oh boy. We go... 2 of our guys go after all of the enemy, so that's at least something. That urban neck needs to hurry his ass up. Oh, here he is. Where the fuck are you going to do any good, urban mech? And I'm pretty serious about this. You are slow as balls. You are a light mech. You're not great armored. If I put you out like here, you've got a good flank, but you don't have any durability. You'll probably explode. Unfortunately, I think best thing I can do for you is pretty much sink you into the trees and hope like crazy that you don't explode. You've got some jump jets. We'll be able to jump jet you into some positions, but that's pretty much the best we're going to hope for. So get out there, you. Pegasus flew into sight. Urban mech can be seen by everyone. He can't walk down there. He can walk down there where he's just seen by most everyone. Jump jets can bring him over here where... So the Warhammer's already moved and it's just decided to stick in the water. I'm happy about that. I'll take that. Over here, the urban mech can be seen by the Shadowhawk and the Trebuchet, but they still have to contend with all of the heavy cover bullshit that he would have to. So I think that that's going to be pretty safe. The Stinger is... Now the big problem is what I want to target more than anything is that fire starter, but that fire starter hasn't gone yet. Now I'm going to be able to move 2 mechs in response to where it goes, but I need to be able to line up to put shots on some chumps so that I can have a chance of actually winning this match. This position gives me some good cover and gives me a pretty clear shot on that Shadowhawk, but at not great range. It gives me good shots on this Vidette. Well, okay shots. But honestly, at this point, I'll take it. Alright, looks like the Firestarter has decided to stay put. I don't think that that's particularly wise, but, you know, he's allowed to make decisions. He's a big boy. So the Shadowhawk that I have here can't be seen by any of the enemy except that Firestarter. I honestly think stand still, zero in, try to knock that sucker the fuck out. Put him on his ass. This can be seen by the Shadowhawk and the Trebuchet, but I've still got excellent cover against both of them. I think I just turn a little bit and once again try to knock out that Firestarter. Put it on the ground, take it as salvage. Pipe dreams. Alright, Urban Mech. You got a small laser you could fire. That's hilarious. What all can you see? Okay, a lot of stuff moved to try to be able to hit this Urban Mech. I'm not a fan of that. He's not that cool. Guys, you don't have to try to impress him this hard. Well, you've got a decent shot with your AC-10 on this guy, so might as well take it. 41% chance to hit. I mean, we failed that we failed that a lot. We failed that more times than we really ought to, but you know, good luck. And your small laser has a chance to hit, so may as well. Why do you have a heat sink? You jumped and you literally jumped. You are firing everything and still can't use that heat sink. What is that spare heat sink for? That's stupid. Let's see. Your plan, if you can call it that, was to pick on the Vidette. You didn't have great shots on the Shadowhawk. You have okay shots on the Vidette. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking we twist. The large laser is just as likely to hit as all of these. So the standard medium SRM6 seems like my best chance to put some damage down. Yeah, because unfortunately the large laser doesn't make things any more accurate. It's all about putting shots on chumps. Shots on chumps. Beagle's taught me a lot of terminology. That's definitely one of them. We got a 6-6 to hit with this PPC. Make it happen. Make me proud. Blow up a fire starter, for fuck's sake. Speaking of, so question is, do we want to focus so much alpha on this fire starter? Well, we've only got potentially 10 coming in. Let's look at this guy. Look at this guy. Make good decisions. 10 anywhere except his left torso is gonna wreck some shit. If he gets hit on the right leg, he loses a leg. If he gets hit on a left leg, he's gonna take a critical on his left leg. Won't necessarily destroy it. Gets hit on this arm, he loses an arm. Hit on this arm, loses an arm. Hit on this right torso, loses his right torso. Hit on this left torso, he can actually soak it, and but another one would destroy it. Hit on center torso, he takes at least a critical, or a chance for a critical. That said, if any of those miss, this fire starter could still be alive, and I'd regret that because that's one more that I have to fuck around with. I got good shots on him. I don't have as good shots on the Vidette. Just hedge your bets, take them out, focus fire. That's how you win battle tech. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Damn it. Give me... There. Focus fire. Make the enemy pay by just shooting the absolute bejesus out of them every single turn until they cry for mercy. Is it worth it tossing a large laser onto this? That's 8. That's going to put us at 6 over. That fucks... at 6 over, that starts to fuck with our accuracy. But, honestly, that could be worth pushing this turn. Back off a bit to cool down. Or, you know, just throw out a little less next turn. That it looks like that Warhammer is perfectly happy where he is. He has no particular inclination to move. Unfortunately, we're still on a time limit, and that time limit is a stupid stinger. We may need to get the hell out of here. So, I mean, you know, this may be short. Get kills while you can. Let's just fucking do it. See what happens. Alright. God, you just... Okay. Urban Mech fucking misses. God damn you. God damn your eyes. Stop rolling 5s, you guys. Come on. We trained you better than this. I mean, we didn't train you at all. We tried to train someone, and they got ambushed. The Stinger's at least doing a little bit of stuff. Managed to destroy the right leg of that fire starter. So this is going to be a complete chuckling. Blown off... the Stinger has lost his right arm. So I guess he hadn't lost it before, but now he has, because he's lost his right torso along with it. He's taken shots to his center torso. We actually managed to put some damage on that Vedette with our shots from our Wolverine, which, you know, not huge damage, but motive system's going to make it harder for him to move. He's kind of stuck in place. And there it is. The Stinger has been destroyed by damage, shot down in his prime because he's a fucking moron and exposed himself to concentrated enemy fire. Oh my god, and he got shot in the head. Well, okay, fortunately it was destroyed before his head was shot because he only had 2... he had already gotten shot in the head, if I remember correctly, so... Yeah, critical section destroyed. Fortunately, before he was destroyed, before this thing zeroed in on his head. So, the fire starter's fucking dead, and unfortunately... Wait, is it? Did we actually kill the fire starter? I don't know if we did. Hang on. Trebuchet shoots at the Stinger, misses a shitload. Our Shadowhawk did a critical hit on that fire starter. Our Wolverine shot, misses on a 6, but hit with the SRM-6, put some criticals on him. He falls over. Excellent, but that fire starter is still alive. Alright, so first off, because we've lost 2/3 of our dudes, we're done. We had very little control over this, but it is what it is. We had to not lose 2/3 of our dudes. At this point, our contract pretty much said, all right, this was just supposed to be a quick, you know, peek and poke. You engage the enemy for a bit, and if things start to get too heavy, get out. Well, Steiner Training took over, and these guys in light mechs thought that they were in heavies because that's all they'd ever been trained in. They were assured that when they got to this planet, their lights would be traded out for heavy mechs. They were like, okay, look, these are what we have to transport with you for insurance purposes. You have to sit inside the mech for the whole ride. It's just essentially like an airbag. You don't have to use this once you actually hit the ground. There'll be something there waiting for you. And then when they actually got there, they were like, well, okay, where are heavy mechs? And they're like, what? What heavy mechs? You brought your mech with you. What the hell are you thinking? So, get out there with that Stinger. So here are a bunch of guys. They've only ever been trained on, like, fucking warhammers and catapults and awesomes and, the heaviest mechs known to the inner sphere. for what they're gonna fight in. You know, they're designed. All right, go forward, go close to the enemy, and shoot, 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 and keep shooting until the enemy is slag. Got it? That's good training. And they tried to follow their training, jumped straight into a crossfire, and got blown to pieces. And while our mercenary company is sitting back here and going, "What the fuck? These idiots fucking do." Oh, shit, fuck. And we're like, all right, at this point, it's a Charlie Foxtrot. Our contract says we don't have to be here anymore, so we are out of here. You know, fucking Steiner HQ is gonna be mad that we lost this objective, but what can we fucking do, boss? The chuckle fucks that you sent with us leapt into the enemy guns. So we at this point are on slash defeat. And so it'll end at the end of this turn. We have broadcast the defeat signal, and we are escaping. We've let them know, well, this is these are yours, but we're gonna take our kicks in while we can. We have a 100% chance to step on this guy. I'm gonna see if I can't kill a mech while I go, just essentially to get one more kick in, disgruntled before I leave. Well, crunch, but not destroyed. Well, what could we have done better that match? We could have pushed a lot more aggressively. I should have realized that the AI was going to jump right into the line of fire, so I could have presented myself more. I had heavier mechs than the AI. I could have taken a couple more of those like PPC shots. But the problem is, this was kind of a fucked mission to start with. We have a medium lance that is kind of underweight because it's really, well, it's only underweight by 5 tons, but it's underweight because it's packing a slow ass urban mech as one of its units. And, you know, those things are just way heavier than they really need to be. We don't have a lot of range. We don't have a lot of armor, and the enemy was packing a heavy mech, two decently ranged medium mechs, and of course their standard issue array of vehicles, including one that's packing an AC-20. The fact that we hid in the woods probably prevented us from doing as much damage as we could, but you saw what we were doing. You were right there. Every turn, we were putting shots on chumps. It's not like we were avoiding combat. We put shots on that fire starter nearly every damn turn, but we just couldn't hit our shots. The enemy apparently could hit their shots, and so their shots trumped our shots, and also the fact that our fucking allies gave them shots. So really, what to take away from this is fuck Steiner and fuck Draconis. These guys are all idiots. Why do you think we don't work for them anymore? We work for X company because the houses are all filled with inbred fucks who don't understand what good tactics are. Our commander, he knows great tactics. He figured out the tactic of taking a leisurely stroll down Westward Avenue over in stately Gaijin City. So, you know, he's a tactical genius. All these other turkeys, they're morons. Anyway, that's going to be a loss. It's going to be something that'll roll into the enemy's morale. Hopefully, before this month is over, we can get some better balanced encounters. The enemy will still be on low morale for this turn, or for this month. So our next set should hopefully see a reduction in mech weight, a reduction in mech deployment. This was kind of their big push. I'm thinking this was the big Draconis response. They really figured out the enemies are here. They're on the planet. They are active. They need to go ham and actually stop us from being a threat. And whether they managed to do so remains to be seen. But they didn't catch our units, but they catch some Steiner units. And when we attempted to, you know, engage them a little bit, do a bit of harassing, they managed to pick off the light Steiner units that were sent. But our guys are still smart. We are still pretty much at full capacity. And so as long as we can start putting shots on chumps, you know, take out some enemy, we still have a chance to win this whole objective. But not a great week for the company, but at the very least we don't have a lot of repair work to do, so we should be in good shape for next week. So that's where we're at. The exciting times. And I'll see you next time. Fucking Steiner.